Welcome back to a brand new video. First and foremost, I want to appreciate all the subscribers, man, and the comments. I appreciate y'all commenting, subscribing. Keep subscribing, and don't forget to subscribe to or follow my other platforms too, which is Instagram. I have 2 Instagram pages. Don't forget to get your supplement. Get your supplement on Amazon, man. I'm telling you, it's fire, man. It's fire. Check it out. I know y'all work out. I know your females work out. I know the males work out. Come on now. So today's topic, though, we're going to talk about JustPearlyThings. If y'all haven't seen her, man, she grew up. She kind of blew up kind of fast. She blew up kind of fast on YouTube. She's more of like a red pill content creator. If you guys don't know what red pill or blue pill is, basically red pill is just like knowing the truth. It refers to the Matrix, and it's like everyone's living in the Matrix kind of thing, right? So you're given a choice. You could choose red pill or you could choose blue pill. If you choose the blue pill is basically you just want to live in a fantasy. You want to be a robot. You want to just be controlled by the government, basically. Red pill is more like exposing the truth about things, not just in dating, also in real world thing. Any truth about certain things is more like red pill. So as we all know, the truth can be ugly. Sometimes the truth is not what you want to hear. And a lot of times with JustPearlyThings, what she does is she's more on the dating side of the red pill thing. So she's pushing those type of ideas on the women, trying to get women to understand the truth about things. Because some women, let's be honest, man, some women just live in a fantasy. They live in a dream world. Like they're not really like, some things are just not real to them. You know, they may think that certain things are supposed to be a certain way, but in reality, it's not like that. It's just not like that. And a lot of men live in reality because reality hits you in the face all the time. It just hits you all the time. So what she tries to do is she tries to basically spit knowledge to these women who are living in fantasy, who are basically, most women are, a lot of women, not all, a lot of them are blue pill because they don't really understand, especially when it comes to the dating, they don't really understand men in the way that they think, and they may not feel like that they have to. They were just like, you know, men need to come to me type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Why do I need to understand how to date men? It's not really you understanding how to date men. It's when you get that man, how do I keep him type of thing. If you understood why a man stays with a woman, then you may move in different ways. You may do different things. You may do things because back in the day, a lot of traditions was reality. So a lot of females, they still want traditional men, but they don't want to be traditional women. And that's where the dating thing is getting messed up now, because men still want traditional women, but the women don't want to be traditional, but they want the men to be still masculine, protect, you know, do what he's supposed to do as a man. So let's see what Pearly Things has to say to some of these women she has like a little panel that she talks to, and let me know what you guys think.
Modern women find 80% of men as unattractive. And so on dating apps, which people will argue that maybe people on dating apps aren't looking for something serious, but that's the #1 way people meet. Women only swipe right 5% of the time, up to 20% on the high end in certain studies. So women are all sleeping with the same guys. So for guys that are in that percentage, it's like they just have an abundance of girls throwing themselves at them. And then the women will come back later and say men are trash, but that's who
I think we need to have a speed.
So, I mean, that is pretty much true. I mean, most women don't find men attractive. So it's easy for you to get on the dating site and you see a bunch of women that you're attracted to, but those women are only swiping on a few of the guys. Most of the guys, only 1 to 5% of the guys are banging all the chicks. They're getting all the women. And if you're an average dude, if you're average and there's nothing that pops out at this female or at these females, then you're not going to get chose. The dating app thing is not going to work for you. It's not going to work in your favor. You're not going to get the women that you want because they don't want you. Like she said, 80% of them find them unattractive. That's crazy. That's a crazy percentage. That's way over half. Obviously, right? So that's close. I mean, that's close to 100%. So, and the biggest dating app in the world is Instagram. So if y'all are trying to like date and y'all are trying to get women, going out and talking to women is not, it's good. It's good if you're out in the club and you're, you know, talking to women, but a lot of these relationships are built online now. So if your Instagram is not on point and you're not like trying to, you know, you don't care about your Instagram, then you don't care about dating, because that's where women are validating you now. They're validating you on Instagram, Facebook, all these other social networks that they can actually basically validate you.
Hey, Alex, don't say that. Like, oh, you know what?
The majority of women don't want to be
what you're
saved.
saying is right. I'm not saying that is wrong, but why does it always boil down to women?
Give them a chance.
Like,
Okay.
No, don't say no, because you see what Nathan said. I like you, Nathan, by the way.
I appreciate girl.
But what made me feel like you're not scared? You're more like scared to be stuck in one because there's so many options out there, because you keep dipping your cookie into the jars, different jars of different sauces.
Thank you.
So,
But here's the reason.
so I think, the reason why you don't want to commit, I feel like the way you explained it to me, to one jar, is because you're like, because you saw the other jar, you saw the other taste. You're like, it might taste
Earlier
good.
on, you said too many options. That's what you said earlier.
Yeah,
Remember,
too many options.
Let me explain it to you. So women divorce men 70 to 80% of the time. I would argue in relationships, it's probably similar. Men aren't leaving, women are. So to a guy's point of view, he's going to commit to this girl. And what does he get? He doesn't get purity anymore. You know, these hoes. You know, he doesn't get youth anymore, so he doesn't get either of those things. A lot of times she already has a kid, so he's not fulfilling his mating strategy. On top of that, even if he does find a good woman that maybe has the qualities he's looking for, she was going to want him to marry her, right? And what does he get out of that? Oh, she can leave and take half and take my kids. And she's paid to take my kids away from me. She gets more money if she takes my children. And so from the men's point of view, they're just kind of like, F it, because like women aren't wives nowadays. And what do they get out of it?
But
like men are logical. They're logical people. And so they're thinking, does the benefit outweigh the cost? And like, I just think as women, we have to look at ourselves and say, the benefits we bring nowadays don't outweigh the cost for most men.
You know, for the sake of argument, and finally,
I mean, I have to agree with that. I mean, a lot of men are not seeing the benefit of getting married nowadays. And I still believe in marriage. I still believe in marriage, but there is a shift change. There's a shift change in energy. Like the men's are acting more like females. The females are acting more like men. So the real men that are out there who are still masculine and still looking for a female partner, someone who is feminine, they can't really find that. And when they do, it's you know, they're still cautious. They're still, like she said, logical. Men are logical thinkers. They're thinking about, you know, if I get married, you know, is this the right person? Is she going to clean me out if we get in an argument or something happens? Or, you know, because the courts are always going to favor in her. She's going to get, especially if he's somebody of, if he has some type of value, he has money, you know, he's making well over a certain amount of figures, right? So is she going to be able to take half? Is she going to sign a prenup? Like, some women are just, they're just like, oh, I'm not signing a prenup. Why wouldn't you? Why not? Why not? I mean, this is a legal, basically when you get married, this is a business contract. It's not, marriage is not what it used to be, you know, a long, long time ago, where you didn't even sign any paperwork. You know, you just got married under a church and that was it. You know, you got married under God, and God made you guys one. But now it's, you know, everything is legal now. You have to do legal documentation. And when that contract is voided, she actually gets to leave and get paid. She gets paid to leave, you know, and she gets to keep the kids. If you guys have kids together, she gets to keep the kids. You know, you get visitation and all that stuff, and you basically lose your kids. And what you thought you were benefiting from, you pretty much lost everything or lost half, you know? So a lot of men are kind of just like, yeah, nah, I'm not going to get married. I'm just going to, you know, do it the way I'm doing it now. Just keep dating. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I don't believe there's anything wrong with getting married. Just know what you're getting into and know the possibilities and have a plan, because if you think that your woman will never leave you, that's not what it is, man. The person that you meet in the beginning may not be the same person when it's time to, you know, get divorced and everything like that. You're like, man, I didn't know she was just cutthroat type of thing, you know? So just be careful with that. I'm not promoting not to get married though. If it's right, it's right. I mean, everything is a risk at the end of the day.
About my turn to, you know, help the boys out. I'll tell you something. Boys, do you know the best way for you to deal with a modern woman? Be stush. Stush means be a bit more stuck up about yourself, because girls don't like rejection. And then when you reject one, she wants you more because it's a challenge. At that moment, you've got the power. If you want her, you want to maneuver and check what she's on, and you want to get her in your books.
But okay, but
yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Listen to this from the men's point of view. So I have to play a bunch of games with these women in order to get to them to commit to me. Why do it at all?
Because
why is it worth it?
Yeah, no. It's like what is the benefit to the men? Like what genuinely? Who in here has a cookbook? Maybe you.
I don't need a cookbook.
What?
I do.
You don't need a cookbook.
But that's what I'm saying.
Are you asking if you can cook?
No. My point is, none of us in here can be considered traditional women. And back then, an average guy could get a traditional woman. And now what does he get? He gets a boss bitch, a boss babe, a girl that's been ran through. He gets an ex-hoe. He gets a born-again virgin. Like,
what do
this
I
is,
get?
as women,
Yeah.
this is what do we get? We still get protection and provisioning.
Are you sure?
And the
that
average
they be
salary,
looking for.
the average,
Not.
I mean, okay, but here's the
don't know.
thing. The average salary could cover an apartment. But the thing is, like, women, we want this lifestyle that's not even realistic nowadays. Like, we want men that make more than we do, and we want them to pay all of the bills. But it's like we all have our nails done. We have we get our hair dyed. We have makeup. We have all of this stuff that costs money because we want this lifestyle. And I've had girls come on my show, and I say, would you date an average guy for companionship? But you would have to go down in lifestyle. And they say, no, we're addicted to lifestyle.
Okay.
I would add.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was talking about the blue pill thing. How a lot of women still live in that blue pill type of mentality because they're not living in reality. They still want this lifestyle. They want a lifestyle. They want to live in a certain lifestyle. But how do you expect to attain that? How do you expect to get a man that has that? Because remember, it's only 1 to 5% of men that are making that type of money to live that type of lifestyle. So you would have to get that type of man, which is that man is, you know, banging all the girls. He's the one that's banging all the girls. So you most likely have to share that man in some cases, right? And then on top of that, they're like, no, well, I don't want to share him. I was like, what type of reality are you living? You're not living in reality. If you expect to get a man that's making that much money to live that, to hold up a certain lifestyle, the lifestyle that you see on Instagram and, you know, YouTube and stuff like that these girls are living, how do you expect to get that? What makes you above the rest of all the other females that are trying to get that same man? What makes you different from them? Nothing makes you different from them. What would make you different if you were more traditional? If you were more traditional, that would make you different, because a lot of modern women these days are not being traditional. So I agree with her on that too, because the benefits don't outweigh the costs for a man. It's just like, I'm just not going to deal with it.
They do, and that's why I said move more stush.
When is the last time a girl planned a day for you?
Oh my God.
Like planned a whole day, got you a thoughtful gift that had nothing to do with her, nothing she wanted.
I'm glad you asked that question. I don't remember the last time. They don't do it, but they talk about equality a lot.
No, but you're generalizing. You're generalizing a lot as well.
Even if it was just a hookup that maybe liked you or got feelings or whatever, did any of them like try to compete for you?
Hell no.
Yeah,
because they're all queens. They're all tens.
Because it's an ego thing. Because girls won't put aside their ego.
They're all 10 out of 10s. They're all.
So yeah, basically what she said that a lot of women don't put aside their ego, and you know, I've said something about the whole ego thing before, and it's not that men don't have ego. Men do have ego. It's not wise for you to have a big ego. I believe that will hinder you in your masculine growth. I believe that an ego is more of a feminine trait. A lot of women have egos, but they don't really have a reason to have an ego, if that makes sense. Like men who have egos, let's say a man has a big ego, he would have to be a person of value to even have an ego. You get what I'm saying? Like, what makes you think that, why is your self-esteem so high that you have this big ego? He would have to have some type of value. Like, he has money, he gets validation from women all the time. He's been with a lot of women. He has cars, he has businesses, he has all these items to showcase, to say, this is why I have a big ego, which is still not good. You should be proud. You should be prideful of what you've accomplished. You should be that way instead of egotistical, right? But females, not all females, some females, they don't have to have any type of value in order for them to have an ego, because they're born with value. You know what I'm saying? When a female is born, she could decide how she feels about herself. She can have a self feeling like, I'm a 10. You know, a lot of women, when they rate themselves, like if you ask a female, what do you rate yourself 1 to 10? Oh, I'm a 9, or I'm a 10. I'm a queen. What? So what you're saying is rating yourself from 1 to 10, 10 being perfect. You're saying that you're perfect. You're calling yourself a 10, saying that you're perfect. I would never call myself a 10. Why? Because I have a shitload of work to do. I'll probably never become a 10, because I'm going to always need work. I'm going to always need to do better. I can always do better. But some women do not feel that way. They're like, look, especially if they're beautiful. Look, I'm fine, and that's it. That's all I got to have. All I got to do is be pretty. And the men will validate me. They'll continue to validate me. They'll continue to slide in my DMs. They'll continue. That's just building the ego up, Sometimes they turn down men for no reason. A man will approach them. Hi, how you doing? My name is blah, blah, blah. No, not interested. Oh, are you dating anybody? No, I'm not dating anybody. I'm just not interested. Do you want to date somebody? Yeah, I want to date somebody, but I'm not interested in you. How do you know you're not interested in him? He's a good looking guy. He's masculine. He's this, he's that. Maybe what is it? You didn't even get to know him. How do you know you don't want to, how do you know you don't want to get to know him? But some women will just turn down men just for no reason. I've seen it several times. And women will tell you that. They'll be like, yeah, sometimes I just turn down men just for whatever. I don't care. I just want to do it. It makes me feel good.
Invite him. Make sure that you did the invitation. Be polite, have manners, and you're the one that is the host. Therefore, you to pattern the thing. Stop always waiting for the guy to make the first move.
I get the impression
that it's not even
no. That's a whole
no. You can't turn around and say that the men want feminine women.
And then you
so
want to
how can a woman go up to a man and say, "I'm gonna take you out"?
Well, I'll say how.
I
think that you're an amazing guy. You are sick. I'm going to shoot my shot. Would you want to go out with me?
No, you sounded like a man. That sounded like a man.
You sound like a man.
What I these days, they're very masculine these days.
What I says, Auntie. So devil's advocate here. I wouldn't probably approach it like that. But back in the day, didn't women drop the handkerchief?
So they can pick
Right. Women drop the handkerchief.
But that's
that's
see, the thing is, right, is that years ago you dropped a handkerchief and the man showed you was interested. You didn't drop your knickers. And that's the difference. Dropping a handkerchief is totally different from dropping your knickers. So you used to walk along in the old days. They used to drop you walk along and you drop a hanky just to see whether or not the man was interested.
Auntie,
but now the women are dropping their knickers to see whether the man's interested.
No, I don't think that's an issue. They're not dropping their knickers because like a third of men are virgins.
I mean, I get what she's saying. Like, basically, back in those days, they would drop the handkerchief to, let the guy know, hey, I'm interested. Are you? If he picks it up, then, you know what I'm saying, he's interested. Then they start the conversation, whatever. Things are not really that easy anymore. It's not really like that anymore. It's more so, going to a club. Maybe if she gives you type of eye or something like that. Or maybe she don't look at you at all. I mean, you go to a club now, women are all, they're wearing like short skirts and stuff. They're basically sexualizing themselves. It seems like they're in competition with each other, which they are, but they're in competition with each other to get the male's attention. Who's going to get the male's attention? The big spender. You know what I mean? Like, or else why would you even dress like that? You know what I'm saying? Because when you approach, it seems like to the man, it's like, yeah, but when I approach women and they're wearing these, sexy dresses, they're not interested in me. They're not interested in men. No, they're not interested in you. They're just not interested in you. But if the right man comes along, she's waiting for the right dude to come along. If you're that right dude, she's gonna give you she's gonna give you that attention real quick. But yeah, things are just different now. And I get what JustPearlyThings is saying. She's trying to get these women to understand that men they're still looking for traditional women. But, a lot of the traditional things that females used to do they're not being done anymore. Like some women are even open and saying that they don't want kids. They don't even want kids. And that's, not all people want kids, but a lot of women want kids. I mean, that is like one of the foundations of their existence. Like, they like having kids. They want to have kids. They want to have a family. A lot of their dreams revolve around family. A lot of men's dreams revolve around their purpose in taking care of a family. A lot of people say you don't become a real man until you start being responsible for other people. Even if you have a business and you have hundreds of employees, you're responsible for these people's livelihood, right? You're paying them, you're paying people, you're firing people, you're you're making changes, you're hiring people. When you have a family, you have a wife, you have kids, you're taking care of them, you're protecting them, you're of service to your family. That is something that men are, real men, masculine men, are always going to do. They're always going to be in service to their family. So if you go out, let's say if your woman goes out with her kids, with y'all's kids, right? She's responsible for those kids' safety, right? It's just her and the two kids. They're out shopping, they're out doing whatever. She is responsible for those kids' safety. Now, when you get added into the picture, so now it's you, your wife, and the two kids, now you're responsible for all three of their safety. She no longer has that job anymore. She's not responsible for the kids' safety no more. You are. The man is responsible for it. So now you're responsible for the kids' safety and her safety. So when things pop off, you have to jump in there, take care. You have to handle it. That's why I'm still pushing, like, all you males out there, all you masculine males, you need to be in the gym. You need to be working out. You need to be boxing. You need to learn some type of skill. You need to be doing all this type of stuff just to be prepared for insurance purposes, just in case something happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to be a Floyd Mayweather with the hands or nothing like that, but be prepared for when something happens that you can handle it. That way you're not scared of a fight. You're not scared to jump in front of something when danger occurs. You need to be the one and tell her to go. I'll take care of this. If I die, that's it. It's on me. You know what I'm saying? It's on me. But you can't die. You know what I'm saying? You have to take care of the kids. It's more important for you to get the hell out of here and me handle this. So, but that's all I got for you guys today. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. It's just Pearly Things. Does she know what she's talking about? Or is she tripping? Maybe she's tripping. Maybe she don't know what the hell she's talking about. Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and follow Instagram. Get on Amazon. Get your supplements. Till the next time, y'all. Appreciate y'all watching. Peace.